for Jesus Warriors Club, story of life giver being saved by the life taker. We found in most cases that the times you provide in a situation, because you're supposed to provide in that situation. You bring up, be it children, or you provide for friends. And eventually, what goes around comes around. So what goes around, if it is good, comes around in a good manner. What goes around, if it's bad, comes back in a bad manner. I'm talking of a story of something that happened long time ago during the Roman Empire. This was a time when judges would sentence you. Sometimes crimes you will do, either religious or secular, will get you in. I told you long time it was difficult for anybody to note some things, like the things that are in the book. They were perfectly like that. There were things called inquisition, so if you went wrong, you would get into the wrong place. But there were also ordinary crimes. So if you committed crimes, sometimes you also get into prison. I'm talking about a man called Simon. Simon, I think, should be Simon. And had a daughter called Pero. So this man found himself having gone against the law. He was invited to be a guest of the state in the Roman Empire. By a guest of the state means a prisoner. But then, he was not just supposed to be a guest of the state, in a manner that after some time he will be released. The judges sentenced him that he would be put in prison, starved of food, until he died. So for the time that he was in prison, he was given an allowance of his daughter, only daughter, Pero, to be visiting him. So the first day he stayed without food. Pero came and saw the father hungry. And the father was telling the daughter, take heart. If it was meant to be, it would happen. Pero did not despair. The second day, the father was without food. And because no food was being taken to him in prison, they knew eventually, after some days, at least 7, 8, 9 days, it will be over with him. So Pero went the second day and realized what was happening, the situation. She thought about it, thought about herself, and looked at the man who gave her life, getting ready to lose his life. She thought over it. How can I sneak my father food in here? This is a prison, we are guarded. Will he die of hunger as I visit him? Then an answer struck her. She had a young baby. She was lactating and feeding her baby. So she went and told the father, I will not let you die in prison. Since I'm lactating, when I come in prison, because we are left the two of us, suckle the milk so that you may live. So Pharaoh came faithfully to see the father every day. The prison warders waited to see the man die. A week passed, he was still going strong. A second week passed, he was not weakening, still going strong. They thought maybe it was the encouragement from the daughter, but it did not look like somebody who was starving. A third week, and the man was still strong. In fact, he was becoming healthier. This surprised them. On the fourth week, one decided to spy on the visitation because they will be put to a prison warder, sneaked in and found the father suckling the breast of the daughter. The issue was taken to the judges, but with an afterthought and the struggle that the daughter had put up to keep the father alive, they changed the sentence and the father was set free. We look at this and look at a time of devotion. A time when one gives it all. A time when one gives back to where he or she received. She had received the life from the father. She couldn't let the father go. She gave part of the life to the father. What am I talking about? I'm talking about situations that sometimes we face. There are people who have been with us, they have stood with us. And sometimes when they are not in a position that they can be able to fend for themselves, that is a time when we should get up to fend for them. It is written that it is said, not written, because this one, if I say it's written, I will, it's written. Do unto your neighbor or unto anybody as you would like it done unto you. The father took care of the daughter, brought up the daughter. And here was a father in a desperate need. The daughter rescued the father. This is a sign of devotion, a sign of great love. How many times have we found ourselves in such a situation? How many times have we also found ourselves being deprived of such a situation? You can imagine being deprived to take care of somebody who's taken care of you. It happens. Sometimes we find ourselves in that situation. And what you can only give are prayers. But there are times when God opens an opportunity and you are able to give back, including life. Just like Pharaoh did to Simon. As we do any deeds in this world, we should always remember what goes around comes around. Help not with any expectation, but sometimes the help that you give may be the help that may turn around and get to you when you are in need. Think of Pharaoh, think of the father. If Pharaoh didn't have such a genius idea, would the father have survived the prison? It was God coming through the daughter to rescue the father. The story of Pharaoh touched many people. The story of Pharaoh still touches us today. It shows utmost devotion to repay the good that was done to you. It shows the love of the blood, love of your family. It shows that one blood is one family. Think of Pharaoh and think of many situations in life. Try to compare them and find out what is happening similar to what Pharaoh and the father experienced. Has it ever happened to you? Think about this story. Think about life. Think about how we interact with people. Because what you do today may be the seed that you plant for tomorrow. It is what you may reap tomorrow. That is my take for now.